In 1998, an event occurred that would change the landscape of coin collecting forever, an event so seemingly ordinary that it might have gone unnoticed by the untrained eye. A quarter coin, typically viewed as a humble 25-cent piece of pocket change, would soon become one of the most sought-after and valuable coins in U.S. history. The 1998 quarter dollar, with its subtle flaws, would gain prominence not only in the world of numismatics but also in mainstream media and among investors, all due to an incredibly rare and minute minting error. For most people, the U.S. quarter is nothing special. It is the coin most commonly seen in everyday transactions, whether it's in vending machines, tip jars, or the countless purchases where change is given. However, in the vast and intricate world of coin collecting, the value of a coin is not solely determined by its face value. Rarity, uniqueness, and historical context play significant roles in determining how much a coin is worth. These same factors would come to apply to the 1998 quarter dollar, turning it from a regular piece of currency into an invaluable collector's item. The U.S. Mint, in its routine process of creating coins for circulation, produced millions of quarters each year. Most of these coins were indistinguishable from one another, with their recognizable obverse, featuring George Washington, and reverse, featuring an eagle, emblematic of strength and freedom. But in 1998, amidst this sea of perfectly struck quarters, a few rare misprints occurred, misprints that were not immediately noticeable to the average person but which would later make these coins extraordinarily valuable. The 1998 quarters produced by the U.S. Mint were largely seen as a routine batch. However, among the many millions produced, a small percentage of them exhibited a flaw that would later define them as special. The mistake wasn't some catastrophic error, such as a mistruck or blank coin. It was far more subtle, a slight misalignment in the die that struck the coins. This misalignment created what was known as an off-center strike in the coins. The design on some of these coins appeared slightly misaligned or uneven, causing part of the coin's design to be cut off, while other parts were prominently displayed. These off-center strikes, though not incredibly rare in coin collecting, were highly sought after for their uniqueness. For years, coins with such errors had been seen as curiosities by collectors, sometimes fetching a premium for their rarity. However, the 1998 quarter dollar's relatively understated misalignment would turn out to be one of the most valuable minting errors in recent American history. The rarity of these 1998 quarters was due to the fact that only a small percentage of the quarters produced in that year had this flaw. The vast majority of the 1998 quarters were perfectly minted, with no errors. Yet, this select group of misaligned quarters would soon become the focus of intense interest among coin collectors, dealers, and enthusiasts. The rarity of the coins, paired with the intricacies of their minting error, created a perfect storm of demand and scarcity, two factors that make for highly valuable collectibles. It wasn't until the early 2000s that these rare coins started gaining attention in the numismatic community. It started with a few coin enthusiasts, often seasoned collectors who had been searching for valuable coins, noticing that something was different about a few of their 1998 quarters. They recognized the misalignment error and soon realized they had stumbled upon a rare find. The coins had been circulating among the public for years, unnoticed by most people. But to those with a trained eye, they were worth much more than their face value of 25 cents. The small number of collectors who initially found these misaligned 1998 quarters started quietly purchasing and trading them. As news of the discovery spread, more and more collectors became aware of the rarity of these coins. By this point, many had already been unknowingly exchanged through regular commerce, but those who had access to bulk rolls of coins from banks or coin dealers began meticulously searching through them for the precious few that exhibited the telltale signs of the minting error. The search for the rare 1998 quarters began to intensify, and as demand grew, so did the price. What had once been an ordinary, low-value coin quickly transformed into a highly prized collectible. In coin collecting circles, word began to spread like wildfire. The 1998 quarter dollar had become a must-have item for serious collectors. And with the limited number of these misaligned coins in existence, the value of the rare specimens skyrocketed. The coin's value started to surge as collectors clamored for them. A quarter that had once been worth only 25 cents was now selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error. As more rare examples of the 1998 quarters were discovered, their prices continued to climb. For some collectors, finding one of these rare coins was like striking gold. Some found their fortune while simply searching through rolls of quarters at the bank, while others discovered rare specimens in bags of loose change. But the real turning point for the 1998 quarter came when a particularly rare example of the coin, with an exceptionally pronounced misalignment, was sold at auction for an eye-popping $610 million. This sale broke records, setting a new standard for what was possible in the world of rare coin collecting. The news made headlines across the world and solidified the 1998 quarter dollar as one of the most valuable coins ever sold. What had started as an ordinary piece of currency, worth no more than its face value of 25 cents, had now become a symbol of the incredible potential that lay hidden in plain sight. As the price of the 1998 quarters continued to rise, the story of their value and discovery captured the attention of the public. Media outlets from around the world began covering the phenomenon, and the 1998 quarter became a symbol of the unexpected fortune that could be found in the most unlikely places. People began to view their spare change in a new light, wondering if they might be sitting on a small treasure without even knowing it. What made these coins so valuable? It wasn't just the off-center strike. It was the rarity of the era, the sheer number of quarters produced versus the few that contained this mistake. Collectors and investors alike realized that these errors made the coins stand out from the millions of other quarters that had been produced. The 1998 quarter was no longer just a coin, it was a rare artifact, a symbol of the fleeting nature of time and the way that a small mistake in the minting process could result in something worth millions of dollars. Furthermore, the 1998 quarter's importance was magnified by the broader historical context in which it was minted. 1998 was a time when the US Mint had begun experimenting with new designs and changes in coin production. It marked a period of transition in American coinage, as new concepts like the state quarters program were just beginning to gain momentum. The 1998 quarters were among the last to feature the traditional design before the Mint began shifting to new, state-based themes. This connection to a particular moment in history added to the appeal of the 1998 quarters. The excitement surrounding the 1998 quarter also contributed to a surge in interest in numismatics as a whole. More people began collecting coins, not just as a hobby, but as an investment. Investors looking for ways to diversify their portfolios started buying rare coins, and the 1998 quarter, as one of the most iconic and valuable coins of its time, was often at the top of their list. People who had never before thought of coins as anything other than pocket change suddenly found themselves engaged in a new world, one filled with potential for both profit and passion. By the time the 1998 quarter's fame had reached its peak, it had become a legend in the world of numismatics, a symbol of how something so seemingly insignificant could carry an immense value. Collectors, dealers, and investors all scrambled to get their hands on one of these rare coins, often competing at auctions for the opportunity to own a piece of history. And in many cases, the high stakes and the rarefied air of the numismatic market only added to the allure of the 1998 quarter. While the excitement over the 1998 quarter may have cooled slightly over the years, its story remains a defining moment in the world of coin collecting. It is a reminder that even in the most mundane and overlooked objects, there can be hidden treasure. The 1998 quarter dollar will forever stand as a testament to the power of rarity, historical significance, and discovery, proof that sometimes, the greatest fortunes lie in the smallest of places. If you found this story about the extraordinary 1998 quarter dollar captivating and want to dive deeper into the world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and the fascinating tales that lie behind the history of currency, make sure to like and subscribe. There are always more untold stories waiting to be uncovered in the world of numismatics, and we'll keep you updated on every exciting discovery.